Okay, I'm going to show us today how to take this hexagonal cam out of this assembly and replace it with an eccentric cam and add all the appropriate constraints. So the first thing I want to do, now that I have my assembly file open, I'm simply going to come over here and right click that feature and hit delete. And as you can tell, it is now gone. And to place another cam in here, I'm going to come up here, hit place, and look for the file I want. And as I look through there, it's this 4.5 parametric eccentric cam. Hit open. I can place it anywhere on there. I'll place it by clicking, and it wants me to continue to place, so I simply hit escape, and I only have the one. I'm going to click free rotate just so I can spin this thing around and orientate. Hit escape again, and that orientates the hole in the cam a little nicer with the axle that it's going to be fitting upon. So now there are a few constraints that we need to do. I'm going to drag this over here a little bit closer and zoom in. The first constraint that I'm going to do is spin around here a little bit. I have a mid-plane on my cam that I'm going to mate with the mid-plane that you can't see right here. We're going to mate with the mid-plane of the cam. So I'll hit constrain. I like to slide this over where we can see. We are in mate. When this is red, it tells us we need to select. So I'm going to select this work plane. Now it's no longer red. I need to select the second plane. I want to select it off this list. And you heard that click. And it stuck it right up there, which is fine for now. And apply. Now I can see I can drag it down anywhere I want, but it is connected. Those two planes are mated. The next type of constraint that I need to do is I need to constrain, zoom in here, this work axis right there on the cam with the work axis that is running through the axle, which you can see a little bit better right there. So I'm going to click that work axis, this work axis, and as you can see, it now is constrained to the midplane of the follower, and it's also, those two axes are constrained together. So now if I move this out for a moment, you can see, oh, I need to redo that. Do that one more time. That work axis and that work axis. Hit apply. Sometimes we make mistakes. Now, as I spin this around, you can tell that the axle is spinning, but the cam is not spinning. It's not turning with the axle. So I want to find a plane of this that I can mate with this work plane that you can see here of the axle. So as I look through these, the one that makes sense, you zoom in on just that. There's this plane, XY, XY plane, the XZ plane, I said that back, YZ plane, XZ plane, and the XY. Well, the XY is not what I want. And not the XZ, I want this one. So I'm going to click on visibility so we can see that a little bit better. There it is. So we're going to constrain. I need to select my two faces. It's not wanting me to select. Let me come over here. This work plane and that plane. Got them both selected. I don't want an offset. It's just a regular main. I hit apply. So now when I spin this axle, you can see the cam is spinning with it. But we would like for the follower to move on the cam as the cam spins, which would thus move the follower up and down. That is done with a transitional cam, a transitional constraint. Again, I have to pick my two faces. I'm going to zoom in here. I want to select the bottom face. That's my first and my second. I need it to be not the edge, I need it to be this face of the cam. Hit apply. And now you'll see as I spin the handle by drag or simply clicking and dragging, the cam is moving up and down the follower, or the follower is moving up and down on the cam. The last thing we're going to do, we're going to do an angle constraint. And we're going to do a directed angle, which only needs two faces. And the directed angle we're going to use will work off of this midplane and that same plane we used before. And currently it's at 90 degrees. You heard the click like it, except we could change that to 45. And it sets the axle at whatever angle you choose. And I believe it did. Okay. There's our 45, which we can come down and we can make this 90. Hit enter, and it'll move the cam appropriately, in which then you can see how the follower will move up and down based upon different angles of the axle. And that's it, guys. That's a way that we can add a new cam into our assembly, apply the appropriate constraints, and see how it will displace our follower here on this ruler. Thank you.